Hello, Wadsworth, and hello, everybody that is watching right now, whether if it's on TV or online. I'm Tommy Maroon here for, of course, the Tommy Maroon Sports Show. And as always, we have so much stuff to talk about in such a small amount of time. So let's dive right into it. And we're going to dive right into it as usual with my trivia question of last week. Now listen up again. What team has the most Pro Football Hall of Famers? Oh. Anyways, the correct answer, Notre Dame has the most Pro Football Hall of Famers, as they have been able to have 13 of them. And there they are covering my face, but you know what? They have been one very successful college in their rich history, 11 national championships. And this year they are looking to be favorites to make the college football playoffs. So now let's look at the Cleveland Browns and the preseason. Preseason stats first. It's going to be Garrett Gilbert, a former AAF quarterback who's going 27 out of 41, 286 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns. D'Ernest Johnson has been the go-to running back all preseason with 15 attempts, 76 yards. However, he has no touchdowns, but hopefully that will change soon. And Rashard Higgins, who's been battling for that number 3 receiver spot. Of course, we all know Odell is 1 and Jarvis is 2. But Higgins has 9 receptions, 132 yards, plus 1 touchdown. Now time to look at the head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator, the 3 most important coaches in all of football. And all of them are part of the Cleveland Browns for the first time. Well, there's Freddie Kitchens to kick things off. While Kitchens has been with the Browns before, he is going to be the head coach for the first time ever. And he is the 11th coach ever since the Browns have come back in 1999. He was the offensive coordinator last year, and he coached the Arizona Cardinals for 11 seasons. Of course, Freddie looking to get the Browns to the playoffs, something we haven't done in 17 years. Todd Monken is the offensive coordinator for the, there's Steve Wilkes. He's the defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. He was an assistant in Carolina from 2012 to 17 and was the head coach of Arizona last year, as the Cardinals had a 3-13 record. And though the record may not seem good, keep in mind he's still early on in his career, and with a good defense anchored by a guy like Myles Garrett, he should be destined for success. And as I was saying, Todd Monken was an offensive coordinator for Tampa from 2016-2018, helping guys like Jameis Winston and Mike Evans really develop into big-name players. And also coached Southern Mississippi from 2013 to 2015. Now that we've gone through the 3 big coaches, time to go into the preseason games. There have been 2 preseason games. Both of them have been very successful. First one was right here in Cleveland. Cleveland Browns, Washington Redskins. We were able to win it by a score of 30-10. There's Baker Mayfield in his only drive, going 5 for 6 and 77 yards plus 1 touchdown. There's the second-year running back Nick Chubb. Of course, Nick Chubb is looking to do a good job on this run, and he does just that. I'm very excited. Chubb is a great running back, showed a lot of promise last year like Baker, and is looking to continue it. Of course, as I previously mentioned, I don't know if I did or didn't, but a touchdown was the result of that drive. Mack Wilson for the Brownies had a pick 6 in the second quarter, and Rashard Higgins had 5 receptions, 98 yards, and 1 TD. After that great touchdown pass to Higgins, as I mentioned, his only touchdown reception, now we went to Indianapolis to play the Colts in yet another victory. Now, this was despite Nick Chubb, Baker, and OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., not playing because of just decisions, and to be all healthy for the regular season, you don't want to risk it. Garrett Gilbert took over, and Gilbert went 13 for 19, 151 yards, and 2 TDs. Now we're going to look at the Cleveland Indians. We're going to look at hot players for the last 7 games, or in case you don't know, both the Red Sox and Yankees series altogether. Now, Carlos Santana, He has been red hot all season long, and he is really continuing at .462 average, 12 hits, 4 homers, and 8 RBIs in those 2 series. Oscar Mercado, who is in a big battle with Jordan Alvarez and Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the American League Rookie of the Year, though many people doubt he's going to win it. You just never know, because this man, within those 2 series, had .391 average, 2 swipes, and a big home run. And then there's Jose Ramirez in the United States Morning. He's got .348 average, 4 home runs, and 10 RBIs. Of course, I cannot stress out the fact that Jose has been boiling hot all second half. And that's always good to see that happen. Now time to look at some of the team leaders heading into the date of August 20th. And as of this tape day, that was yesterday. For the team leader in batting average, it's Francisco Lindor carrying a .299 average. And for homers and RBIs, why, it's been that man right there, Carlos Santana. Santana has 29 long balls and 78 runs batted in. And for pitching, why, for wins, ERA, and strikeouts, ERA is among people who qualify for the ERA title. Why, it's all Shane Bieber. In fact, that's what it's been. He went from a number 5 star at the beginning of the season to the ace of the team, with Corey Kluber going down and Carlos Carrasco sadly fighting leukemia. But good news, Carrasco has been pitching in Akron. This is probably the best news we have had in a very long time. Much better news than a trade, much better news than a big free agent signing, much better than somebody coming back from a little injury. Because this man was battling for his life, a tear-jerking thing, and now he's back. He's pitching in Akron, and hopefully we can see him in Cleveland. Just the fact about him getting back to the big leagues would be incredible. And as I was saying, Shane has 12 wins, .327 ERA, and 200 strikeouts. Now this was not including his last start against the Mets, which did not go as planned. We lost that game 9-2 as the Mets really exploded towards the end. They're really battling for that National League wild card, so like how we are battling for that American League wild card. Heck, we're battling for that division, really. So that was a recap of last night. Time to not look at the past, but look at the future. Yes, what does the future hold? Well, I asked the 2020 schedule as we put on our 2020 vision. Get it, anybody? Our season, as you can tell, starts at home when we face off against the Tigers on March 26th, the earliest start date in the history of baseball. Then we will host the White Sox for 3 games. In fact, our first 4 series have come against American League Central opponents: the Tigers, White Sox, Tigers again at Comerica, and the Minnesota Twins at Target Field. In fact, we play the Tigers 3 times during March and April, which means early on in the season we're halfway done with playing those Tigers. The Ohio Cup is on May the 19th and the 20th here in Cleveland, and at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio on July 7th and July the 8th. We will be playing the National League West this year, which, in case you don't know, that includes the Los Angeles Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, Arizona Diamondbacks, San Diego Padres, and the Colorado Rockies. And the season will end on the 27th of September when we go up and face the Blue Jays right here at beautiful Progressive Field. Now time to recap that great weekend series against the Yankees. Well, it might have been disappointing. The fact that we tied a series against the Yankees is something. There's Jose Ramirez in Game 1 slugging a monster grand slam into the bullpen of the Yankees, and all part of a 19-5 rout. Every person in the starting lineup had 2 or more hits. Most runs we have had at New Yankee Stadium since Day 2 of New Yankee Stadium in 2009 when we scored 22 runs. In fact, Kippy wanted to hit a home run. He was jealous of Ramirez. So yes, Puerto got the win, and we were half a game back. The next night, it was a Yankee 3-2 victory, unfortunately. Jose and Puig hit home runs, and the bullpen got out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam in the 7th inning. But it was not enough. And because the Twins won that day, we ended up being down 1.5. And Robbie Perez taking that short porch out right to his advantage. That's a cheap Yankee Stadium home run, one of the biggest hitters' parks in all baseball. And then after Game 2 came, of course, Game 3, which we lost to the Yankees 6-5. Santana went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. All the hits came from the 1-5 hitters, and because, of course, those Twins won, we were down 2.5 games. But no need to worry, because on Sunday we were able to win by a score of 8-4. Mike Freeman, the most unlikeliest of all the heroes, I guess one would say, had a 3-run shot. Oscar Mercado had a 2-run shot. Oh yeah, did I ever tell you Jose Ramirez loves to hit home runs? Because he does. As you see right there. Yep, Jose has been red hot since the second half. I don't know if I've told you that on the last few episodes or not. Just kidding, I have. But Mike Clevenger in Game 4, 5 innings, 0 earned runs, and 10 strikeouts. But because the Twins rallied against Texas, we were still down 2.5 games. Now time to look at some high school football. That's right, the Suburban League predictions. As you can see my predictions on the TV screen. There it is. Now if you can't read them, I'll read them off for you. Barberton will be number 1 in the American Conference. Highland will be 1 game back. Don't count out Highland, I'm just saying. And don't count out Aurora either. They will be a game back with a 4-2 record. Revere 3-3. Copley 2-4. Talmadge 1-5. And Roosevelt, though they will be going on 6 in the conference, I have a feeling they will get 1 win. In fact, every team in the Suburban League should get a win. And Wadsworth for the National Conference should be number 1 undefeated against conference foes. Stowe is 2nd, 6-1. North Royalton is 3rd with a 5-2 conference record. And then there's a 3-way tie with 3 teams going 3-4 in conference play. You got Nordonia, Hudson, and Twinsburg. However, because Nordonia is 5-5, they'll be 4th. And because Hudson's 4-6, they'll be 5th. And because Twinsburg is 3-7, they will be 6th. Brecksville, though they have a worse record than Cuyahoga Falls, because their one and only win came against a National Conference team, they'll be in 7th. And Cuyahoga Falls did not get a win, in my opinion, but they will get 2 wins. And keep in mind, this is just my silly opinion, so you never know. Every single one of these teams can be a surprise. Those teams who don't look, who I said weren't going to be good, but you never know. Copley, Revere, Roosevelt, Talmadge, Brecksville, Cuyahoga Falls, Hudson, and Twinsburg all have a shot at it. And if they make the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised. But here are some teams I think will make the playoffs. Highland, Barberton, Wadsworth, and Stowe. And the teams on the bubble, why, if you can look, they are the teams with the asterisk. Aurora, North Royalton, and Nordonia. Time to look at some big games involving one Suburban League team. That's right, one Suburban League team. Week 1 will be Stowe against Lake, and I think Stowe will win. In case if you're watching on your TV, the bull team indicates the winner, as it says on the bottom of your screen. Week 2, Highland going up against Medina. I have a feeling Highland should win it. Also that week, Wadsworth will be playing Worcester. That should be a Grizzly victory. The next week, Stowe against Solon. I feel like Stowe should win that. Then Wadsworth against Medina. It's going to be close, but I think it will be a battling bee victory. And then the next week, Aurora will be playing Padua. Green Men should win that. Week 6, Barberton will be hosting Washington, but I feel like Washington should beat the Magics. And then week 7, Highland going up against Cantfield. I feel like those Hornets should win it. Time to feature big Suburban League games with two teams. Week 1, it's going to be Wadsworth against Highland. This should be probably one of the biggest games this season. It's going to be mighty close. I feel like Wadsworth should get out with a victory, but don't be surprised. Highland could do it. And then the next week, we'll see the Magics face off against Stowe. Barberton should win it because they are home, but still going to be good. Then on week 4, Highland will be playing Barberton. That should be a fun game as well, but Barberton should hang on. But yet again, you never know. And then week 6, Wadsworth against Stowe. I feel like Wadsworth is going to win, but don't count Stowe out. They can make a battle happen, I can tell you that. Next week, Barberton will face off against Aurora. I feel like that will be a Barberton Magic's victory. Then week 8, Aurora will go from Barberton to Highland, where they will face off, of course, against the Hornets. That should be a Hornet victory. And though Aurora, I think, will lose those 2 games, you just never know. You know what they say, that's why they play the game. And these high school students know that they're representing more than just football. They're representing their school. And this should be so much fun. And I hope a lot of fun memories will last this season. And go out to all the teams. Go out to all 15 Suburban League teams. I hope all of you do well this year. So time to sign off. Yes, sadly, our time together is done for the week. Of course, next week we will have the Browns, Cleveland Indians, and of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And look out, because I'm going to be talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers soon. It may not look like a good season for the Cavs, but you just never know. They are definitely rebuilding, and that powerhouse team might come around soon. Me with a snap of my fingers. So now time to ask my trivia question of the week, and here it is. When did Wadsworth join the Suburban League? That's right. When did Wadsworth join the Suburban League? You want to know? Well, tune in next week. Till then, goodbye, my friends.